I think we are live and it's working. I know. And it's dee, dee, dee. This is very exciting. And it looks like we're live. Woohoo! Okay. Live on YouTube, which also they changed the rules on YouTube accounts. And so originally it was like I needed 100 subscribers to go live on YouTube. So now I believe it's been changed to 1,000 subscribers to go live. Though anyway, the live stream part is working. So I guess that's a thing. I can always be a Gemini question to ask. This is I'm like, I might not have all it looks like we're okay, there we go. Feedback. Okay, perfect. It looks like we are live streaming there. We've got all that stuff. Ooh, almost 700 subscribers. Exciting. So also how you can help me out is giving that like button and comments. And also for the algorithm, it's nice to have more comments in there. So thank you, Miss Amazing Sharda Devi, for that wonderful algorithm tip. She's the queen of the algorithm. So go listen to her. And she said, make sure that you are engaging in your comments and having conversations. So that is what helps me, helps our channel, helps you. So please get in there, engage. Also, I believe with the YouTube, especially right now, I'm not saving the live comments. YouTube seems to be great at having just random things go about. And from there, with those random things on there, it's not always like my actual subscribers and people, so it hasn't always been the most positive comments. So if you're watching live and seeing some kind of concerning comments, no worries, friends. Love you. And hey, if you're here, share some positivity and business tips and share the love. So that's the anyway, thing on the YouTube. I also go live on Facebook. You can catch me over there, live on Instagram. I'm just a lot of lives and a lot of living. And I'm Ren Roberts of Financial Freedom and Joy. And I love to share with business owners and entrepreneurs ways that they can save time, make more money, and get more freedom and joy. So that is one of the things. You can also make sure you can see it kind of in the distance. I don't even know how it picked that one. Though that is the Facebook group. So make sure you're over that way. I have exclusive trainings for free over there that you can get and upload, and templates, goodies, latest tips. Check out that group and get in there. So excited to have you. Okay, so as we talk about our inbox zero today, there's a few things that I wanted to address and be kind in here. This is like legit, like my business email account. And part of what I wanted to show is the real like workflow of like, this is how I maintain my sanity as well. So I do these classes, and this morning we had a morning class, and I made sure my inbox was, ready and clear so I could screen share it. And then it's like I come back hours later after being at the beach and look at all these emails in my inbox. So if your inbox is like that and you get lots of emails popping in and coming through, those are some of the things that like it really bogs you down. You might miss something important. You might feel kind of that stress and clutter. This might be digital clutter. However, that kind of stuff is like, oh my gosh, like it actually affects us. So those things are in here. And so this is one of the things I actually have delegated. So even having a virtual assistant help me out to maintain my emails, like I guess when I look at it, I'm like, oh, there's 20 to deal with. I know lots of people, and it's okay. No need to be ashamed if your number says 20,000 or more in your inbox. And it's fine. You never really have to deal with it. Or at the flip side, I can introduce you to inbox zero. And so I look at all of these little things as like to do items. And so this tells me there's 20 things that need someone's attention. And don't be afraid, in most loving ways, to unsubscribe. So if there's things like that that you know that are just bogging you down, go ahead and unsubscribe. Or things like maybe like this TikTok one, they're sending me a lot of stuff, and maybe I don't want to unsubscribe to it, though there's some things that say like manage your notifications. So taking the time, and I've heard it in the past, and I've done this as well, where you take like a week and just go through and unsubscribe to everything that's coming in that you're not going to be utilizing or wanting anymore. And then like everything, and it's going to be a little weedy through it. So just don't worry about the past, but anything new that comes in for a week, just go through the unsubscribe if you're not going to do that. And 1 week of doing that will really change the trajectory. I mean, it's just amazing, and you're going to really see that difference. So I've had definitely 2 times where it's like I realize I've signed up for a lot of stuff and I'm bogged down, and I'm like, I'm just getting all this email. Okay, let me do the unsubscribe method, and it really helps. So it's not a one and done. That's one of the things, like our to-do list and task list, it's never done. Email is never done. It's always going to continue to come in. And then these are the ways that some of those things that we can put structure and get more freedom. And so by having a little bit of this freedom and sanity in here, this also allows me to delegate. And I've had different virtual assistants over the years maintain it, so it doesn't really matter who helps out. Also, something that I like before we get into much of it, one of my biggest like sanity keepers, and a lot of it has to do with peace of mind, which also is the joy part. If I'm stressing, I'm not in joy. So, what I love is before my virtual assistant clears anything, she takes a screenshot. So, right now, like this is the snapshot of what my inbox looks like. And so make sure that you know how to do a screenshot on your computer and actually your phone too. If we're getting really good and techie, if you don't know how, we can use our Google Gemini or even just Google it and ask like, this is my phone, make and model. How do I take a screenshot? This is my computer, make and model. How do I take a screenshot? So for myself, I'm using a Mac. And so I use this Command Shift, the number 3. That's going to take a screenshot of everything on the screen. So that's especially useful if I'm on a webinar. It's going quick. I want to see, like I'm on a training for something. I'll do that Command Shift 3. Everything on the screen, I can quickly see it and save it. Now, right now, what I like with my assistant is I don't need to see everything in my inbox. So I take a screenshot with Command Shift and the number 4. So when I do that right now, you're going to see there's this little crosshair on here. And so then I can just have this little section like that. And when I let go, it's going to screenshot. You're not seeing the extra piece. Though in my mouse right here, there's a pop-up on the screen. So I shared a website window. I didn't Zoom share my entire screen. So I can do that too. You see like the desktop and things. That's why you're not seeing what I'm up to. But that's something, if you have questions or need to know how to do that, you can even put that in the comments later on. And, we'll make sure, or Google it. That's the biggest thing to empower is don't rely on me to fix your problems. Let me inspire you, show you things that you don't know. And then we have tools to help get you those instant answers all the way along. So, okay. So that is how we're going to screenshot and use those. So anyway, my assistant, she takes this screenshot. And we use a tool called Slack, which is like a messenger. It's like a text message or, a WhatsApp kind of thing, though it's designed for business because you can keep different business sections. So we have a topic in there that just says, this is my how to market, email address. So it just is like how to, and then every email. So what she does is she takes this screenshot of what it looks like. And then when she's done clearing it out, she sends another screenshot. So I get 2 screenshots a day when she goes in there, and she does it like Monday through Friday. And you can see like it comes through. So she did this, I can tell by the morning, she got it in the morning. And these were all of the ones that came through. Because I told her like, let's not do it today, but generally you can see this is all the emails that came through just in one day. And we do different things. I mean, yours might be very busy. This is not even customer emails. I made sure some of those emails with private information went away. Also, from a marketing standpoint, there's certain ones that I like my amazing visibility coach, Saldana. I've got a great colleagues in here. We've got Jana and Wildflowers. I've got, one of my FFJ grad students, Michelle. So it's like everyone's things are coming in. I'm mentioning them for a reason because then you can know about them. They're amazing business ladies to connect with. And also, like I've hid private conversations and things like that. So this isn't the entirety of all emails. So just so you know, it's coming through and it's always busy. So this is where looking at where you can save time, energy, money is like it. I mean, sheesh, if I wasn't up on this every day, it's like there's emails after emails, and this is how people have 20,000 emails in their inbox. So that's one of the aspects is like I like to keep it clean. One of my favorite things to help keep it clean is when it's like, oh, I need to do something with it, though not right now. And so let's see, this one and something I want to do later. So I want to sign up to get affiliate income. One of my favorite things, passive income that we love talking about. So I really like this thing, and I can just say like Vocable is awesome. That's what it's about. And wait, one for my affiliate link, please. And also two, there's a few ways that if you do it and you do it the way I'm showing you, you're going to get so much extra data and value out of it. Then you sure go Google it, sign up for yourself. That's great. And once you sign up, there's a lot of lost opportunities because it's like a 6-part process. And if you speed through 1 through 5 and just get excited, you never get to go back and experience 1 through 5 again. And there's some pretty cool stuff in there. So that's going to be one of my next trainings. So anyway, just being said, you're talking to someone who loves passive income. So this is an example of an email that I don't want to forget about. So I'm going to use this snooze feature, which is one of my favorite things about Gmail. I even pay for business email addresses to be in Google, especially because we get these Gmail features. And so this is the snooze button. If you haven't used it, love it. So go ahead. So I click the snooze, and this way it'll pop up in my inbox again. So I don't see it now because I don't need to deal with it. So I pick like, when do I want to see it in? So it can be, and these defaults you can actually change in your settings. These are where the settings live over there. So anyway, you can change like this time settings. Though I can say, okay, you know what? Maybe I have time this weekend to go ahead and sign up for it, or next week or whatnot, or pick a specific date and time. So I'm just going to get it out. So we'll say this weekend, I'll look at it again. Boom. Now there's only 19 things to look at. So this is where this inbox zero concept, I love it. The idea is let's get to zero, sort it out, or have someone else you can delegate sort it out for you. So the more that you get into things and have that communication, there's things I want to see, please don't delete. I like to keep things that my students are up to so I know what they're doing. So Michelle, and now something else I want to show you here with her is see how she's already labeled. So I've taken the time to set up one time a label, and then it can auto label her. So this is where it's so nice at a glance. I can go ahead and have an organized inbox too by, wow, here's what people, these are sisters or my sister colleagues of business women, things like that. Text that I'm in. And then, so what I want to show you all on a different one, we're going to show you how to create a label. So those are useful. Now, let's say something that Michelle said was incredibly urgent that I need to do. If I throw this label on, I created that. And I've also changed the label color. Do you see the over here? So that label color is red because I like that for urgent things. So it really sticks out in the inbox. I also labeled it if I have an assistant doing it, or if it's done, then that way I love to use the label done if I'm done with something. So then I know I don't have to deal with it. And for myself, I'll keep a lot of the emails. So if I go back and look at it later at a glance, I know that it's done whatever I needed to do. So that's one of my other favorite labels I love to get. And then the thing is, once you're done with it, you don't need it for everything. More it's like a task or something, or like, oh, I need to file this form. So when I'm done with the form, I get to put that label on it. So anyway, those are just for you to see the practice. And then it's easy also to remove a label. And if you want to see your long list of labels, one, you can check them out over here. Or then once again, under settings, there's a whole different labels. So that's more training, so you can explore in there too. Oh, perfect. We got a question from one of our students backstage. How can you create the labels and colors? Okay, let's do a walkthrough. So on right here, you can use this create label button. You can also click the dots and see the label as you're typing and it's not coming up. Bloop, 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 bloop. You see how it also lets you create new right here. So this is great to get started with labels. And then the only way to change the color is once you've actually made the label. If you hover over, you see, you don't even really notice the option until you hover. So when you hover, there's 3 dots, and then you can choose this label color. And then since we're talking labels, if you're like, okay, so you can see this long list, and then you can kind of subcategorize and get crazy in there. You could also, in the all settings button, we can go, there's a whole section just for labels. So lots of time in your, softwares and things that we're using online, then it's like there's lots of different ways you can get to it. So there's lots of different ways you can create a label. In here, you'll see I can see a lot of labels, though it wasn't letting me choose the colors over here, even when you clicked edit. This is, it's not choosing colors. So the only way I can find for colors is that section when you hover over there. So this, you can type them. And then this is where if you want to nest it, that makes it like that subcategory under there. So then you can go ahead and have fun nesting them. And then this way you could, I could stick it under urgent for the moment. And you can see here, I'll just change it. So now see under urgent, there's now this little drop down thing. Awaiting reply. And if I say, oh, I messed that up, have no fear. Edit. So you see, you can edit it that way, and then just take off the nesting, and now it goes back to me. Okay, so have fun with the labels. They really make it nice. And now it's like, as you're getting excited in labels, this is where we're going to auto label it. So once you go ahead and you make the label, like I did for Michelle, I made her label. And now every time I get an email from that specific email address, so sometimes she'll be like, hey, I've created that label. Oh, they're using a different email address from this other subserver. I love Bob Proctor as a mentor. So, oh my gosh, I get so many various emails from different Bob Proctor or Sandy Gallagher emails or this or that. Or so that's where it's also nice to have one label, and then you just repeat it per email address. Idea. So you can see all your filters under settings. So that's one way. I'll show you how to set it up from your inbox, but you can see like this is a long list of like everything. And so this is, I usually come in from a different way. So what we're going to do here is, so this is the new one. So from Vocable AI. So I want to say that every time I get an email from her, it's going to label it Vocable. So I'm going to check mark it. Okay, label as, and as I start typing it, oops, if I type it right, vocable.ai. And never made it before, so that's a brand new one. So you have to have a label first in order to apply this auto label. So cool. Do I want to nest it somewhere? Sure. So what I've done is I've also done, so it's a business. My VAs did the not runs to clarify. That was cute. So this is just a business. And so I'll just put it under that way. So then, sure, we'll put it like that. Create. So now you can see the little label. And if you're like, oh, you know what? That's too long. Actually, I've been dying to remove the not runs part. Though, okay, so this is where if I scroll down here and let's see, business. Oh, so I can find it alphabetically right here. The other thing is if you go, oh my gosh, I don't see it, don't panic. You can see I have a lot of different labels. So if you scroll down, sometimes you have to go all the way down and then click more. So it's just been like random things that I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I created this label. Yeah, you did. You still have to click the little more button. Okay, so we've got her. Okay, so business, vocable. So then I'm going to say, you know what? I don't want it to be nested right now. Perfect. Okay, so now alphabetically, bloop, it would go down to the V's. there. Okay. The other trick, and like you're going to see some of the ones that I care about, this is where I used little hashtags, stars. The urgent got an exclamation mark. Well, this was also trial and error that I had to play around and see which sequentially it would put. So it was just a coincidence that the exclamation mark happened to stack higher than the asterisk or than the, number sign. So that's anyway how I came up with those, because I wanted them visually, not alphabetically. I wanted them right on top, and then everything else could come about. So let's see. So back to Vocable. I can change my color. And for this part, how about we just make it a 1 Vocable? So then I don't have to keep hunting for it. Okay. And label color, something bright. Okay, at least I can see that quickly. Okay, so, and then see there in the inbox, okay, I can spot it. So now to do the auto filter, we click this same button, and it's going to say filter messages like these. So this is where it pulls the email. If you happen to know if there's multiple email addresses, you can do multiples here. Though generally it's more like I think that I have them, and then I discover there's this other email address. So I'm usually doing it one by one. So this is the normal screen. Just make sure and confirm. Like if I'm doing like, say like a PayPal receipt, sometimes it has like this weird obscure from blah, 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 blah at PayPal. So just anyway, be mindful. And if it looks weird, you just, anyway, that's the default. Okay. Then I say create filter. And then this is where I mostly am only using it to apply the label. Though you can do other things. You can mark it as red. You can have it skip the inbox. That's nice. Sometimes I just like to be on somebody's marketing list, though I don't want it to hit the email box. Totally forgot that I signed up for something legit, and then I couldn't find the email. Just anyway, it's an effective filter. So that's what these different things do. And the other thing is we want to have it apply to all the conversations. So anytime this email address, the Amon at Vocable, so it's going to go back and do it for you, which is really nice, especially if you've been doing some, on it for years, or, a lot of conversations, it'll go ahead and apply it to that. So that's nice. And then we're going to choose that label. There's our Vocable, create filter. And then sometimes I notice like it did tag them all. Sometimes it doesn't show up right away that it worked. And then also, let's just see how this is an updated invitation. Is it coming from? Okay, yeah, it is coming from them. So it should be doing it. The other thing too is if I say label, no, so I've discovered, oh, there we go. So it did it, but oh yeah, there you go. Sometimes like I'm like, okay, as I'm telling you, sometimes it takes a while to like click in and do all the back ones. I'm like, it's not working. Oh yeah, just give it a second. So there you go. Okay, so that is what the auto filters look like. So this is where this like a Nicole, I don't see her label on. So I would need to, if she already has a label, that's fine. Though I would need to create it and then do a filter to auto do it. Oh my gosh, perfect example. Thank you, Michelle. We love you. And congratulations on her. Her podcast is going great. She's also a best-selling author. So the awesome Michelle DeKaiser. And something also cool about FFJ. So I have students and grad students backstage with me, and then we'll cut off the live stream and have our Q&As. And so like Michelle, she can come as a grad student anytime she wants to pop in here. It's like, oh my gosh, how are things going? She also knows how to optimize it. So good for her. And just all that big congratulations. So well, as we see you, and she is connecting mamas. So whatever you need to be doing in the mama realm, she has amazing training and empowerment for our mamas. So thank you for standing for that. So this is where there's always continual emails, and you can see Michelle's email came in labeled. So fantastic. Michelle, I like to see what my students are up to, so I don't have them skip that inbox, like just collecting them. So I'm like, cool, Michelle's awesome. If I want to, I'll open it right now. I just want to clear our inbox. So bloop. Same thing, like some other colleagues and sisters. I love what they're up to. I don't want to look at it now, though later I can go back and then, oh, I guess that's the thing too to show you. So let's just see. So for example, if we go find Michelle, we can type it in. So that's one thing too. It can find your labels. And well, I guess, oh, that was, well, we already know how to search and stuff. So anyway, you can find the label. You can say, I think, so if I just say Michelle, it will, come on, buddy. Find the labels. Usually it'll come up. Okay, so see, it doesn't always help you to search by labels, but all you have to do is come over here. So she's under sister. There's Michelle. So if you click on her, this is it, like emails a long time ago. They had a lot of aspect as far as like you could put something in a folder, though if you think like physically something belongs in one folder, it couldn't be in two folders at the same time. This is why I like labels so much better than folders, because things can have multiple labels. So, and then these you can find, like I find Michelle's in here. Well, she also works with me like for other labels, or if she does something, you know, we've done different things. You can see she's a busy lady sharing her podcast. So that is so cool. So anyway, these kind of things. So that way I can go back and I can be like, wow, this is what Michelle's up to. So, or what, you know, another sister is, or, oh my gosh, look, I'm looking at this and I'm like, Mary Beth has two labels. So this is something that I can go through, clean it up, or have a VA clean it up. Though I can see everything that somebody's been up to. So, and if you don't want to know what they're up to, then this is where we can delete things instead of archive it, though at least it doesn't live in the inbox. So this is what my assistant is doing for me all the time, is going through these things, keeping them up. I have my snapshot so I can see at a glance what happened, and then the actual thing is not in here. So perfect. If you have any more questions about this inbox zero, maintaining, delegating, having all that juicy stuff, these are really the basics. I've been using labels for years. Every time that I set up a new business, one of the first things I do is I create a Gmail. And that it's not, I mean, the Gmail account is great, though it's also for our Google Drive. So storing the files. So we even have like our FFJ class document for today. So like, and that is the Google document. So, which is like a Word document. And then we have spreadsheets. And so it's for that to be able to have that as an owner. So although I run like a business email address, so you can always email ffj@renroberts.com. So that's a business email, though I have and love the Gmail aspect of things, because that's what I'm using to create logins for things that I need to do and business wise, and then keep it clean that the clients are one that can message with that one. And I even have email forwarding come in here so that things don't get missed. So there's lots of different things with emails. So those give you the basics of what I love to use and set up and all that jazz. So perfect. If there's any other questions, feel free to leave a comment on here and get it done, and just have fun with it. So start, even, you know, I guess that's the thing, if you have tons of emails to go through, I would just start one. If you start with the labels and get something like, if I just took Michelle's and searched by an email address, I could really quickly bulk label all of hers and then archive it. So those are aspects to do in there. So those things are fun and useful. And then I could archive all of Michelle's, or let's say it was somebody I didn't care about, I can delete them all at once. And that's a great way to start cleaning up the inbox. And one of the things that I do, if my inbox is built up for a while, like I'm not having a VA do it, like they do my business ones, I've been still doing my personal inbox. So that one, it builds up a little bit and then I clear it out. Like if it's over 500, I'm like, whoa, because remember, I like inbox zero. So I'm like keeping it at that, you know, a couple a day, looking at that, utilizing snooze, utilizing the mail and all of that. So that is our jazz. Those are the things that I wanted to show you. And I think we're pretty good for that stuff. So I'm going to stop our live stream, and I look forward to sharing more tips with you in the future. So I think I need to stop share, say goodbye to you all, and stop the live stream.